Alright, going to try something new. I'm going to try narrating this a second time, since the first narration sounded kind of bland, and I sped this up a little bit more than I did before. So this is a battle against Pokegamer2111, who I kept wanting to call Pokemon Gangster 211 or something like that. I don't know. But, as you can see, he has a team, and I have a team, and, surprise, we're going to Pokemon battle. So, I'm going to lead off with my... I forget what I lead off with. I don't think it's off the cipher. I think I lead off with my... what's it called? Yeah, that's a great Pokemon to use. I'm going to lead off with my Swanna because... kind of have to. I figured it would be the best choice to go against this Scyther, as he's going to U-turn, since that is the most obvious thing that Scythers do. Scyther just grabs a car, goes around, and just makes U-turns all day, and just pisses off all the other drivers in the world. As you can see, Johnny is not impressed. It's got its hands on its shoulders, and not shoulders, it's got its hands on its hips, and it's just looking at it and being like, "Oh my god, Scyther, learn how to drive. Go home. Nobody likes you." Now out comes an Eclipse, and I'm like, oh god, Twilight, seriously? As if Pokemon couldn't get any worse with all the stuff that people are using now. People are just bringing Twilight to the table, like seriously? That just makes me want to scream. So Johnny gets out of there because he can't take Twilight, and out comes the Toxic. But since I am a Toxic Rogue, I will not be able to be Toxic because I am Poison type, and Poison types don't get Toxic, as you should know. For I don't know why you'd be watching Pokemon battles if you don't actually know anything about the games. I'm going to Ice Punch, and he makes a very unfortunate switch to his Altaria, which is going to kill it in one hit. And, I mean, do I even have to explain anything about this Toxic Croak? I mean, it's a Toxic Croak. It's a frog that has toxicity in it. I'm going to Drain Punch, almost kill off the Umbreon. I don't know what my EV spread is. I actually can't remember at all. I can't remember if I'm Jolly or Adamant or whatever set I'm running. This is a weird set, but it works for me because it's a cool set. Toxic Croak is pretty cool this generation. I don't know why it didn't work last gen so well. Excuse me. Anywho. Blastoise is going to come out. Blastoise is just going to sit there with its edited sprites from Diamond and Pearl days. It's going to warm me out when I decide to dance with swords to get more attack. Since the more you have in your arsenal, the more you'll be able to do in damage. I'm going to taunt him now because I don't want him roaring me out and toxicking me and everything else that he wants to do to me. Since Dude 1991 knows that Frostlass is broken with Sandveil, and so I'm going to have to go for some spikes to make up for that, he's going to surf me. I don't know how you surf on a ghost, but he knows how to. And since Frostlass's kimono got wet, it's going to switch out, and I'm going to bring back out my Explain and not take anything, because Dry Skin is the cool ability when it's not sunny out. I'm going to sit in here and just Drain Punch him one time, and he's going to Rapid Spin away my spikes that I spent so long trying to set up. I mean, one turn? Come on, that entire turn has just been erased from history. It is no longer in the history books. So now Scyther comes back out. I thought it would go to it, but I wasn't sure exactly, so I just went for the Drain Punch to be safe. And I know the Aerial Ace is coming, and I just gotta figure out what I'm going to go to, so I'm like, outside of Fred Flintstone's house, and I go, Wilma! She comes out and gets Aerial Aced, but since Wilma knows how to take care of her house, she knows that she cannot get killed by an Aerial Ace. It's going to take a lot more to kill her off, because it's so bulky. I'm going to Whirlwind him out, because I am tired of his nonsense and his bad driving. And out comes Twilight again, and it's just like, oh my goodness, why do people like those movies so much? Seriously. And those books, I know they were books too, but who cares, honestly? Why do people like them? Because they do. Very simple question. And a very simple answer. Now, Wilma is going to be squawking about, trying to figure out what it's going to do with its prey, and out comes a Blastoise. I'm going to show the Blastoise how awesome I am and get a critical hit. As you all know, the more awesomeness you have, the more critical hits you have. It's pretty simple science, although it's not really true science, but it's still science nonetheless. Now he's going to bring back out his Dunsparce. I'm going to Brave Bird again. I know I'm faster because my lefties goes first, so I'm going to Toxic him before he can set up a substitute, and thankfully Game Freak isn't going to troll me this time with a 90% accuracy and have me miss, which tends to happen sometimes. Now he's going to bring out a sub, and I'm just thinking, okay, you've already got leftovers, do you really need a sub too? Or maybe your sub is your leftovers, who knows? I never understood that whole thing. He's going to Roost now, I'm just going to blow him away with my Whirlwind, since I am tired of his face too, and you cannot just park subs outside of restaurants and houses and stuff. I mean, seriously, get that crap out of here. Zangoose is going to come out, it's going to Swords Dance. I'm just going to Brave Bird, because Wilma knows how to do things in this Pokemon game. If you attack the opponent, they have a more likely chance of actually fainting. And Zangoose actually looks like it has a thorn in its paw, this gin, for some reason. I'm going to blow him away now because I'm tired of his face, as I've said like 6 times now. And back comes Twilight fans, and they're just like, oh my god, this is the best book and movie ever, how come you don't like it, it's so awesome, because I have different tastes than you. He's going to toxic me now, which I probably could have toxicked him and gotten the same result because of Synchronize, unless he is running that whatever ability Umbreon gets from Dreamworld, which I don't think anybody would run. I don't remember what it is. He's going to Sucker Punch me, but I'm not going to go for an attack, even though if he did go for Sucker Punch and I did attack him, it wouldn't have done anything. Dunsparce is going to come back out. I think I'm going to go to my Frostlass now, since he can't touch it. Since he only has Body Slam as an attacking move, and he has Coil and Sub, so, I mean, really, what's he going to do with Coil, Sub, Roost, and Body Slam against a Ghost type? Absolutely nothing. And the best part is that I can go out to Frostlass and taunt him and keep him from healing up and stuff, so his poison damage will keep racking up. And really, I don't see the point of carrying only one attacking move when there's a type that completely walls you and you can't even do anything to it. So I'm going to bring back out Tom, and Tom's going to keep raging about how good Frostlass is with Sandveil, even though it doesn't get Sandveil, but that's the joke. He's going to get hurt by Toxic because it's the screen said, and I was just reading the screen for no apparent reason. And while we're communicating, I'm going to taunt at him since I'm communicating, and he can't boost now because he is so mad at my Frostlass for being a ghost type and walling him for days. And he's going to have to switch out because he has no choice. There's no other way. So now he's going to bring back out Twilight again, and I'm like, God, seriously, get a life, Twilight fans. There are better movies out there, and you know it. And there are also better books. I haven't read any of them, but I know I wouldn't like them, so it's really just me talking about something I don't like, which kind of makes me a hypocrite because I go off on people for talking like that, but who cares? I'm going to keep going for spikes, and since he kept going for Sucker Punch, it allows me to get all 3 layers up. And had he just gone for Payback in the first place, he would have been able to get rid of me faster. And things would have gone differently because I wouldn't have had that up. Now I'm going to Destiny Bond, and he's actually going to go for the Payback now. And as punishment for liking Twilight, I'm going to drag him down to the grave with me. So Tom has died, an unfortunate death, but at least he took down the thing with him. But he was already dead in the first place because he was a ghost. Logic in the Pokemon world. Now that the screen is completely blank, and there are 2 little white spots on the screen, out comes my Suicune-sama Senpai-san! Chan! Etc. From Naruto, the abridged comedy spoof series, fandub series show spoof thing that Little Kuribo makes. And Blastoise is going to be destroyed by spikes, and then he has his Zangoose, and I think that's it. No, he has a Scyther, which will also die to my Suicune. So yeah, that's all for this game. And, this is me reminding you that there is such a thing as card games on motorcycles! Speaking of motorcycles, here comes Scyther again with his bad motorist skills and his ability to just U-turn and everything. I'm pretty sure it's choice and not Eviolite. And I'm just going to have my voice randomly weird out at the end of that sentence. Who knows? I'm going to Ice Beam and finish it off, and that will be a good game. Allegedly.